What's up, guys? So got another go-kart progress video for you today. We're going to be mounting that amp. Now I think in one of my other videos I said the plan was to mount it to the top of the box. I think we're gonna forego that and actually build an amp rack that mounts in the trunk next to the box. So if you want to see me do that, I hope you watch the video. Stay tuned. So guys, I think change of plans. I don't think we're going to mount the amp to the top of the box anymore. What we're going to do is use this amp rack to mount it to the inside of the trunk. So the way this is going to fit, let's see, pull this out of here. This is going to go right here like that. And then we have just enough room at the top for a fan. So it's going to go something like that. And put that back in there. Let me show you how this is going to go. I'm thinking right there, so like right by the box, and something kind of like this, like that. Come on, focus, what's going on there? Something like that. See, it gives me just enough room to put that amp right beside the box. Fits right in there. Got the angle cut to fit the seat. This won't be there. And I'm just gonna have to mount this to this right here. Mount the wood to that and then mount the amp to the wood is how that's gonna have to go. So here's kind of an idea of how that amp rack might sit. Right up in here. Fan on top of that amp. You can see we don't have a ton of room right there. Probably get a better view of it right there like that. Piece of board, fan right there, amp right there. And then we got maybe an inch of clearance. And then I'm wondering about running my fuses right there under that under the box, because it's lifted up some because of that platform. And that's actually a perfect place for those fuses to go. So that might work, I don't know. Just, God, trying to fit stuff into this car has not been easy. I mean, it is tight, it is so tight. But anyway, we'll get it in there. And here's just kind of an idea of what we're going to do with this. That is just wide enough to fit that Taramps, and then we're going to put a fan right up above it like that. And that's going to go right on that sidewall piece. Right over here. Going to be like this. And then my two fuses are going to go right there. So it's going to be tight, but I think it's going to work. I think it's going to fit. That came out pretty good, if I do say so myself. So here's that removable floor panel. And there's that panel I just showed you guys, that amp rack. Comes right up to the seat. It mounts with these two 1/4-20 bolts. And you can see it just right up in here. Where are we at? There's one of them right there, and there's the other one. So not a big deal as far as where those holes are, but I swear if you could sum up car audio in one sentence, it would be putting holes in your car that don't belong there. Anyway, this came out pretty good. I mean, that thing is in there. So perfect mounting location for our amp. So I'll get that mounted in there and then show you guys how it turns out. Here is how the power and ground setup is going to look. So I've got a ground coming off right here, going up, and it's gonna, where I'm gonna put it is there's a mounting hole right here for the seat, and I'm gonna mount this. It's gonna go from the battery to that mounting hole, and then we're gonna take this short little guy right here and then go from this mounting hole up to the amp like that. So it's going to be two mounting spots right to the chassis. Then it's going to go from there all the way to the battery. And then, as you guys saw before in my video where I mounted this battery, a couple of those grounds go right to the frame, and then one goes right up to the front of the car. So this thing should be really well grounded. On the power side, I just put these two fuse blocks. I put them right into the sheet metal, use self-tappers. There's nothing on the other side of this. I checked before I did that. Always make sure that you are not drilling into something, right? I know my gas tank is over on this side, so no way would I want to just be drilling blind holes down into this because I might puncture my gas tank. But there's nothing on the other side of this, so it's fine. Then I'm going to zip tie these together as well, just to make them a little stronger. Then these are just going to come right up in here into where the amp goes. And then we've got one more ground. This guy right here. See, it's about yay long, like that. And it's just going to go right there, up and over into the amp. All the power and grounds on that amp are going to be right here. Okay, getting everything ready for that amp to be installed. We got our RCA and our remote wire just running along under. It's going to be under that seat. Got everything all nice and zip tied up. Runs along there. Goes in back behind the amp rack and then spits out right there. That way it'll all be accessible right here on this side, which is where all that's going to end up going. You know, just the little details. Make sure everything's clean. Make sure everything's put up right. You don't got wires just hanging out everywhere. So, you know, I think it's coming along pretty good. finished. We got that amp mounted right there on that amp rack. That thing is solid. We got all the wires running there behind there. That's what our fan is going to look like, blowing on that heat sink right there. We got our little false floor back in place, and it's held down with 2 1/4-20 bolts that go into threaded inserts into that sheet metal. Got the seat put back in place with just enough room for those power and ground runs to run right there under that seat. So it's tight, but it fits. And it looks good. And that box is going to slide right in here, and we're going to have just enough space. Going to be about 1/2 inch away from that amp once we get that box in there. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Even got that seat back in with the wires tucked up underneath it.